Hi, I'm Will Rahal. Thanks for joining us at givetolive.us. Each year, we follow various participants in the relay, helping spread the word about organ donations. Please enjoy and help us promote, empower, and educate people about the importance of organ donation.
The relay, Through Organs Are Us, is the largest event in the world promoting organ donation. And through the relay, we support 100,000 Americans waiting for organ donors. It's a 12-person team, 200-mile event where runners run 5 miles at a time. They hand the baton to the next person on their team, and we use the baton to symbolize the transfer of an organ. And the entire event is the largest event in the world now promoting organ donation. And every year we have very special teams. This year, one of the featured teams is the Drink Cole team. Both of Cole's kidney donors are on the same team running 200 miles to meet Cole at the finish line, where they'll all run across the finish together. It's a fabulous story.
I want to start it over. I want to start again. I want a new beginning. One without an end.
My name is Warren Heffelfinger, and we're here to run in support of Cole Comby, who is a young boy who we were lucky enough a year ago to be able to donate a kidney to. And we're here to show his support and support for other people who are either going through this or have gone through it or thinking about going through it. And
his gift of the kidney to Cole has been such an incredible gift that our family will continue to just get more and more out of every day. His participation in this run is amazing. It's been great, and we're just thrilled to meet Cole at the finish line.
it's just been about a year and a month, I think, since we did the donation. I think we talked about it. Some friends of ours did this last year, and we thought it just made sense for us to do it and do this to support Cole and everybody else. We feel like this was a gift that was given to our family to be able to do this. And it's a lesson that we learned a lot about ourselves, and I hope that my kids have learned something from it and will learn something and take something from this for the rest of their life.
My name is Carla Comby, and our son is Cole. And I gave him my kidney when he was 1 for the first time, and then our donor who you just met gave him his second kidney a year ago at age 11. And we'll have our son at the finish line as well.
And Cole's going to run in the last 100 yards or so with Warren, and should be a great ending to a great last 3 months. We had a lot of support and raised a lot of money for Organs R Us.
Yeah, and it's certainly, you can tell I'm sure it's getting bigger and bigger every year, and more participation and more donations, and it's going to all go back and hopefully drive more donations long term.
Well, my name's Harold Volkemer, and we're here at the Relay, which is a 200-mile relay race for all the proceeds go to Organs R Us, which is an outfit that doesn't do actual organ transplants, but it gets the word out about organ donation. And so we're Uncle Wally's Hiking Club. We've been out here for 7 years. We like to have a lot of fun. Our byline is we try to tag every other van in the relay, and we get most of them. And so we love coming up here. Like I said, it's our 7th year, and we have a lady in my office named Becky who is on a kidney transplant list, and so we run in her honor, and we take a medal home to her every year, and we're hoping that through getting the word out for organ donation, she'll get her transplant and have a long and healthy life. So that's why we're here.
It's an amazing effort. These guys do a really, really great job. They work really hard at it, and they've been doing this for the last few days without any sleep, so our hats are off to them. We're out here to do what we can.
We'll probably beat Facebook and Google by, 10 or 15 minutes.
Something beautiful.
My name is Trista Stockwell, and this is
Dawn Stockwell. This is Ava Thornton. I'm Angel Thornton. And this is Ben Thornton.
So our greatest connection is both of our sons had heart transplants. Sean was actually born with a congenital heart defect called hypoplastic left heart syndrome. He was born with half of a heart. So Sean had many, many, many surgeries that led up to his heart transplant. And we live in Alaska. So we were taking Sean to the lower 48 for his surgeries, but when it got to a point where his heart was failing, we brought him to Stanford. And when we brought him to Stanford in April of 2006, he wasn't expected to live very long. He was very critical. Sean ended up waiting 2 years, 3 months, and 17 days for his heart. And he obviously, he was very critical up until that time. During that time, we met our Thorntons. We all lived in the Ronald McDonald House together. Sean's in advanced rejection right now, believe it or not. He should not be looking the way he does. He had a biopsy 2 weeks ago that revealed he was in advanced rejection. So we are here in the area at Stanford for a while for treatments, and but he is doing well. So we're so excited that we got to be here to see Ben's team and to see our friend Curtis and Shelley Lindsay and to see everybody that's done this, because I've always followed the runners and the relay, and so we were really excited to be a part of this. But also to raise awareness for donation. People don't realize truly the need. To this day, I still hear people say that if it says it on your license, that doctors won't try as hard to save your life. It's the most bizarre thing. Doctors actually try harder to save your life because your heart cannot stop if you're going to be an organ donor. When they see that, they will actually try harder. And also, they don't want your family to come back and say, you didn't try hard enough. So they actually, every doctor has told me we actually try harder when you're an organ donor because we are trying to preserve those organs.
So this is Ben, and he was diagnosed at the age of 2. We had no idea he had any kind of heart problems. He seemed like a healthy little guy. She was just born, and he was sick. And so to make sure he didn't have pneumonia, they did a chest x-ray and revealed that he had an enlarged heart. And if we wouldn't have done that x-ray, we wouldn't have found out, and Ben wouldn't be here right now. We brought him into Stanford, and he went into cardiac arrest. He received CPR for 60 minutes. And at that time, he was placed on life support for 7 days. When he was on life support, a blood clot went to his spine. Now he has a spinal cord injury from that, but he's doing really well and adjusted really well to all of his challenges. And
Ben's dad is Gary Thornton. He's a Sonoma County deputy, and Ben, we wanted to run Organs R Us and as a team and put a team together, and then someone said, why don't you run in benefit of somebody, in dedication. And that's where we started, and Ben, like I said, we ran for him for 4 years. The last 3 years, the race has been dedicated to Ben, and Ben on a couple occasions has been able to cross the finish line with us when he's healthy. The reason why Dennis is really partial to the race is because your son
he's had open heart surgery and he's had a valve replaced, so he may have to have a heart transplant someday.
And he might have to have a heart transplant. So that's Dennis is partial to that because of his own son, and he realizes, how hard it is to keep Ben going like it is. We're running for Ben, and we're running for Organs R Us.
different challenge altogether. It's more of a challenge of perseverance, staying the course, and just sticking to it when you have tremendous lows. I mean, there are times where you feel, you know, you can't walk another 10 feet and you've still got 60 miles to go. So it's really, you know, you run that first 100 miles with your legs and that last 100 miles with your mind. You know, the one element that I find so endearing with this event is the cause, Organs Are Us. Dr. Jeff Shapiro, the founder of this race, is a great friend of mine, and I have done fundraising for a number of kids that have been at Stanford Children's Hospital awaiting organs, and thankfully, you know, with the grace of God, 3 of them have actually received, 4 of them have received organs.
It's the child on the wedding day. It's the daddy that gives away something beautiful. Yeah, yeah. When we laugh so hard we cry. All the love between you and I. Something beautiful. It's the voice that whispers my name.
I was driving to work one day and I heard a story on the radio about a gentleman who needed a kidney. Something made me feel that this was my calling to help this person. And I turned around and I went home and I looked up the website, and I got to work late, but I looked up the website and I saw that he's the same blood type as me. And I called his daughter like right away, and we set up an appointment to go to the hospital to be tested. And it just was, you know, one test after another, and I was a very good match. And then we had the transplant. This was in March of 2006, and we did the organ donation transplant in October 10th of 2006. So it's like good. It's an important date for us now. It was odd because I didn't know where they lived, and the wife had said to me, "So you live in the next town from us?" And they knew I was coming in, and I didn't even know where they lived, and it was really strange. So we did this, and then about 3 weeks later, I found out that I was a match. And as it turns out, he only lives about 5 miles away, which I didn't know that when I first heard the story. So I have his wife and his daughters and his son. They all email me, or somebody talks to me at least once a week, or I go to dinner with them every few weeks. So we do keep in touch. He's like a brother to me. He's 15 years older than me, so he calls me his sister. When he introduces me to his friends, he says that I'm his sister. And his daughters are married and they have children, and it's all like one big family when we get together. And they're also friends with my brother and sister now, my father. So it's just a big family, and we see each other on holidays, and it's just something that was meant to be.
I'm sitting on the finish line right now handing out medals to everybody coming in, and I just met a small gentleman, kidney transplant recipient, and he's younger than my children, and I gave the medals to him to hand out to his parents' team, and that alone made the whole day for me. So just really proud of her and myself, obviously, for making it to this finish line today.
This is my son Curtis. He's the one that had the heart transplant. My wife Shelly. He was 3 years old when he had the heart transplant. He was born with half a heart, hypoplastic left heart syndrome. That was his diagnosis. And after that led into the heart transplant. And while we were there, we met other families and we became very close because everybody going through the same type of situation of the heart transplant. And it's just it's an amazing experience, an amazing journey, I guess, so to speak, to go from possibly not knowing what's going to happen to your son, knowing that there's a possibility that his life will go on because of somebody else giving the life. It became more than just a journey. It became such a coincidence of how things happen. The other boy, Sean Stockwell, who had diagnosed with the same birth defect as my son, hypoplastic. He was there waiting for a heart, what, a year before we got there? He was waiting for a heart for about 8 months when we arrived at the hospital, when Curtis got listed. And it was on December 6th at like 1 o'clock in the morning we're all staying at the Ronald McDonald House. So at 1 o'clock in the morning, Sean was so excited, he came up, knocked on the door of our room to tell us that he just got the call that he's gonna get a heart. Well, we're on this whole emotional roller coaster that morning, and like, what time did we get the call that it wasn't gonna go through? About 9 o'clock in the morning, we got the call that that particular heart he wouldn't be able to get because there was a defect and they didn't want to do it. Little did we know, 2 o'clock that afternoon, we got the call that a heart became available to him, and that's like unheard of, the same day. It's an emotional journey, you know, not just for us, but for all of us, because we're all there for the same reason. And matter of fact, we support each other so much that when we went home, Sean was still waiting for a heart because the other one wasn't gonna work. So a year and a half later, we got the phone call. We live in Reno. Sean's from Alaska. And we got the call at 11 o'clock, 11:30, that Sean was gonna get the heart. So my wife hopped in the car at 12 o'clock at night, hauled butt to Stanford, which is 5 hours away, to be with Trista while he was going through the procedure. The advice that I can give them is they just need to stay positive, think good thoughts, and be strong. And you'll find out that you'll probably be stronger than you ever thought you were, especially the women. The women are way stronger than a man will ever be in a situation like this. And that's no joke. Every man that you talk to that has gone through what we've gone through, the women is the backbone. For some reason, something kicks into them and they're stronger than we could ever think of being in a situation like this. So you just have to be positive, think strong, and be there for your son or your child. We never left him, not once.
Becky Maloney is one of our heroes. One of my heroes. She is brave, courageous. She comes to work every day, gives it her all, and despite having dialysis a couple times a week, and she just keeps pushing forward and pushing forward and pushing forward. She's a great lady, and we love her to death in our office. So that's why we're out here. We've had probably about 25 different guys that have done it at least one time, and but most of us come back every year. The event is fantastic. Jeff and Maria Shapiro, the race directors, they do a phenomenal job organizing hundreds, if not thousands, of volunteers across this whole thing from Calistoga all the way down here to Davenport. And it's a great time. It's extremely well organized. They do a great job. We think the world of them, and Organs Are Us is their passion, and we're happy to help if we can. It's fun to finish. It feels good to finish, and now it's time to go get something to eat and get some sleep.
Recycle your life. Recycle.